What's up, YouTube? We are gonna go check out Key West. Rumor has it it's haunted. I don't know for sure. What do you think?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. He's actually scared.
Yeah, I'm shivering.
Let us know down in the comments what you guys think. Is this place haunted or not?
So I heard something, you gotta ask permission from the doll. Are we actually gonna do that?
I'm not asking for permission.
Oh, you better.
You're not asking permission to take pictures of Robert the doll?
Before you decide not to ask for permission, there's going to be written statements of people who did not ask for permission. I would definitely suggest that you read them before you decide not to ask for permission.
Yeah, so like if you're in our vehicle, I think you should definitely ask permission.
Whether you believe or not.
I don't know. I mean, you said like electronics don't work near him or something, like something stupid.
I did
just
read
weird
that.
things that
If it ever
happen.
starts bugging out, then maybe I'll believe it, but until that happens, I'm not believing it.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah,
I don't know where it's at.
right here.
I can't see it. Oh, there it is.
She didn't get it.
You are like the worst f***ing camera person ever. Arr!
You're gonna zoom in on the sailboat that's on its side.
A lot more water came out than I thought, but
Dude, what a Venus.
You saw it?
Look at that beautiful kitty.
Alright, so I'm going to turn the camera this way because I see the doll's actually right up here. I'm going to turn the camera off so I can go ask him permission before I continue recording. Probably the wise thing to do, I'm guessing, right? Alright, so we all asked. We're assuming he says it's okay. Not sure. What is this?
I'm truly sorry for knocking you when asking to take a picture. It was disrespectful. Please forgive me. I deleted all the pictures that I took of you. I appreciate it. This haze of bad luck off my shoulders. It has cost me a lot of time and money. The past few weeks have been a disaster. Robert can lick my nuts.
I'm sorry for not asking you if I could take your picture. Please forgive me.
We don't have any issues because we asked for permission.
Yeah, I decided I'll ask. I did it.
Thanks for allowing us to record you.
Memorial is where they keep the bodies.
Whoa. There's the airport. Okay, so after going in, checking out the fort, seeing Robert, what did you guys think? Anybody have any like opinions?
I'm not saying nothing.
Wait, what do you mean? Why not?
I'm just not saying nothing.
What, you scared to say something?
Nope.
No opinion.
I asked permission, and now I have no opinion.
I have an
Nice.
opinion.
Uh-oh.
I thought there'd be more. But it wasn't that special.
Well, Robert did not grab and lick my balls, so I'm kind of disappointed in that. But,
That'll be edited out.
Are they
not
that
gonna
big
get it
that he
out.
wouldn't?
All right, so from here, we're gonna head over to the Key West Cemetery. There's some pretty cool history there. Some big name people that live down here, some artists. So yeah, we're gonna check that out, see if it's daytime, because they shut the gates at sundown, I think 6 or 7, not sure. So, you know, you don't get that eerie nighttime feeling. Yeah. Oh, what?
Also, if anything unfortunate happens to me in the next couple of years, I'm blaming it on Robert, 100%. So if I run out of toothpaste within the next couple of days and it's just there's nothing in there, I'm gonna be like, oh.
Don't worry,
Robert-
I got you for
Robert
that.
did it.
I've got
Robert did
toothpaste
it.
in the bathroom.
Yeah, or if I
like-
go to take a
Oh my
and I'm
god!
constipated and it doesn't come out, it's Robert.
Just like Grammy blames
Yeah.
Logan.
Yeah.
Robert.
Yeah, if I trip and fall, Robert.
Yeah.
Do something, sir.
So when you get here to the cemetery, you're gonna want to park on Margaret Street. Certain spots are marked. Obviously you can't park there, but there's other ones that are not marked. Right here's the cemetery.
Chose a good place to die.
The departed fisherman.
I don't really know why this one's all smashed. It's Benjamin Watkins. He was born 1838, died 1877. Yeah.
There's 2 different ones here.
Oh,
Nancy Ann.
you
And
related to?
yeah, the Benjamin's headstone kind of fell over. I mean, that's 1877. So like everything here is like kind of all over the place when it comes to dates.
Yeah, a lot of very recent stuff within the past couple of years, and then a lot of stuff before the
Yeah.
turn of the century.
This here grave is actually unmarked. I'm sure there's some sort of record somewhere of who lies here, but visibly at the site there's no markings. I'm just showing these guys how this one here is no markings.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them like that.
Yeah.
where- I don't know how old they would be, but
Yeah. All right, so the cemetery was a cemetery. Kind of interesting. A lot of dates all over the place. So you got old, you got new, recently deceased. By new is what I'm talking about. What are we doing next?
we're gonna go eat.
Where are we going to eat?
Hard Rock Cafe. It's haunted.
No, you don't say.
Yeah, it is. It is.
The owner of the house hung himself in the bathroom.
Local legends claim that Robert Curry, the son of Florida's first millionaire, hanged himself in the upstairs bathroom of the Hard Rock Cafe when it was his home. His death, in fact, occurred in New York, but stories about a restless spirit haunting the building started when it was an Elks Lodge and have been retold for decades.
So he didn't hang himself in the house?
He didn't, apparently.
Let's eat.
Billy Idol.
I'm on my way. Check me out. In a moment. When you're 65 years old like me, and doing this in the concrete, it is truly a blessing. Please stay tip me well. I love you. I love what I do. Everybody together? Show me some love. Everybody clap. Everybody clap. Everybody clap. Everybody clap. Everybody clap. Everybody clap. Everybody clap.
Now there's four main types of hauntings we'll be hunting tonight. Our first type of haunting is an intelligent haunt. An intelligent haunt might resemble you or I, have a full-on conversation, and then walk to the nearest wall. Our second type of haunting is a residual haunting. A residual haunting occurs when a traumatic experience happens, emotional energy is blasted out to the universe to be absorbed by the stuff in the walls around it, and have that event played on repeat over and over again. The second type of haunting is a residual haunting. A residual haunting occurs when a traumatic experience happens, emotional energy is blasted out to the universe to be absorbed by all the stuff in the walls around it, and have that event played on repeat over and over again.
Get it? Residual, we got it. I got
It took a while to get there. Sometimes it takes me 5 to get there because the audience is just sleeping. The third type of haunting is very popular in your stories, but not that popular in real life. These are poltergeists. The German word for noisy spirit, really all it wants to do is get your attention. It might start with things such as knockings on the wall, footsteps on the ceiling. If that doesn't get your attention, they're known to throw things. Books will go flying off the shelf. Dishes and glassware off the tables. If you're lucky, they might neatly stack your furniture in the corner of the living room. And if that doesn't get your attention, some have been known to light your house on fire. Now the last type of haunting, I'm sure you're all familiar with. Laying in bed at night, and this odd sensation of doom comes over you. You're unable to move, but out of the corner of your eye, you see this dark figure. You try to get a better look, but it just disappears. These are shadow people. Now, before I get too far into our adventure tonight, I do need to let you all know one thing. You are doomed. Standing at just over 3 feet tall, made of a wood bowl known as Excelsior, about the size of a young boy, it is no wonder that the two of them become the bestest of friends. The young boy would take the doll everywhere, to school, to the playground, to the beach. He would share his clothes with the doll, and would even give the doll his first name, Robert, and go by his middle name, Gene, for the rest of his life. But as young boys do, shenanigans were sure to follow. The boys' toys would show up broken. Concerned mom would ask them, "Hey, what's going on? Your toys are broken." "Oh, Robert did it." "Gene, what happened to your clothes?" "They're all ripped up." "Robert did it." "Gene, did you lock the new servants out of the house?" "No, Robert did it." Well, eventually, Gene's mother pleads with him, "If you just leave the doll at home, I will pay for your entire college career." Gene agrees to this. He goes off to Europe to become a famous artist where he meets his lovely wife, Anne. And Robert gets locked in the attic. But over time, Gene's mother would fall ill, and he would have to return home to take care of her. Back to his childhood home, where he is reunited with his childhood best buddy, Robert, and it's like no time had passed. Gene took Robert everywhere. To work, to a court, down the road. They'd spend a whole lot of time upstairs in the turret room painting by the natural light of the sun, as Robert would be peeking out of the window as everybody walking down the sidewalk with those beady little eyes of his. But of course the shenanigans are going to come back. People would see Anne in town and notice these strange bruises on her. Concerned, they'd go to the house. "Hey Gene, is everything okay? Anne has all these strange bruises." "Oh, Robert did it." Once, Gene was away for a week on vacation and nobody had seen Anne for a while, so they sent the police to the house to do a wellness check. The police found Anne locked in a closet and she had been there for 3 days. When the police finally showed up to the house, what do you think he said?
Robert did it.
Robert did it. Well, sadly, as all good things do, our first story must come to an end. And eventually Jean passes away. Anne wastes no time. She locks the doll in the attic, sells the house, and moves off the island. This was the home of Robert the Doll and Jean the Artist. It is now known as the Artist House.
Nice business.
Left side of the trolley, oldest house, far left window, children's nursery. They still hear the rocking chair creaking away, even though that rocking chair has moved to the far side of the house. This is the location that all of that shipwreck salvage would be stored until it could be sold at auction. The first one that made it out to the shipwreck, they were known as the Wreckmaster, and they were able to claim up to 50% of the value of the salvage as it was sold at auction. Now we're all sitting in something that is quite rare here in Key West, a basement. Well, the temperature down here is slightly cooler than the temperature on the floors above. Meaning down here is a great place for you to store those large blocks of ice that you're gonna want to keep your beer cold, and your margarita cold, and all that fish you just caught cold, and Uncle Joe who just died last night. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the overnight hours of July 4th, 2008. When an alarm in the tower above goes off. Thinking it was probably just a bird, the alarm company turned the alarm off and told no one. The following morning, our museum employee climbs to the top of the tower to raise the American flag as he does every day. Instead, he would discover the body of a young man, flat, lying in a pool of his own blood. Some time would pass, and that same employee would be doing his daily routine in the museum, checking all the artifacts, wiping down the display cases, when he noticed that there was something slightly off about his shadow. It was doing everything he was doing, but with a slight delay, until he reaches the end of the display case, and the shadow just kept going. Another employee upstairs in the piano room, out of the corner of her eye, she notices this shadowy figure. It was kind of tall, and had these spindly arms and these lanky legs. It scurried up the wall and across the ceiling. Well, people love talking, and the employees would get together. Hey, something strange happened to me. Yeah, something weird happened to me too. Well, the employees decided that they were all talking about the same shadowy figure, so they decided to give it a nickname. Daddy Longlegs. Daddy Longlegs can't hurt us, right? Well, some more time would pass and an alarm in the tower above goes off. This time, though, the alarm company called the police and the museum manager. One police officer comes down here to the basement. Another police officer to the floors above, and the manager himself climbs to the tower. Police officer upstairs, checking behind everything to make sure nobody had broken in. All of a sudden, from all four walls around him, coming from the outside, hears these loud bangings and crashings and knockings. He radios out to the police officer sitting in the car. Hey, can you have those people from Duval knock it off? I'm trying to do my job in here. Police officer sitting in the car responds. Dude, there's nobody out here. What are you talking about? Meanwhile, police officer down here in the basement, doing the same thing, looking behind everything to make sure nobody had broken in, turns around and suddenly comes face to face with this tall figure. It's a little blue in the face. Looks like he has something to say, but nothing can quite make it out. So it would just turn around and walk through that wall. In a panic, police officer down here runs back upstairs outside where he meets up with the police officer who was upstairs. Only one person knows what happened on the tour that night on the tower. Excuse me. But he's not telling anybody. He would go on and get a handful of promotions, and he's now the wonderful manager of the entire Key West operation. But he's still not telling us what happened on the tower that night. The only thing he would tell us, though, is that when he went to go and reset the alarm, that it was the overnight hours of July 4th, 2009. The 1-year anniversary of what happened on the tower above. Every year since then, the alarm in the tower still goes off. However, in 2018, the 10-year anniversary, while on the 10 o'clock Ghosts and Gravestones tour, all the lights in the museum would go out. For lightning struck the tower that night. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen in the next couple days, considering we're approaching the 15th anniversary of what had happened. So please, come back out on the tour, do the tour again in the next couple of days. I'll probably be the only tour guide working because all of our other tour guides, well, you just don't talk bad about other people when they're not here. So let's go upstairs. Pay particular attention to the staircase behind me and the balconies above, for Daddy Longlegs likes to hang out as his stories are told. Back when the New World was discovered, the kings of Europe, well, they did what kings do, and they plundered the New World looking for its riches. They would find gold and silver and emeralds and rubies. The King of Spain said it's no fun to have all this treasure if I can't enjoy it. So somebody needs to put that treasure on a ship and send it towards Spain. That ship sinks. Oops. Can't have that. Somebody needs to swim down to the bottom of the ocean, grab that treasure, put it on a ship, send that ship towards Spain. That ship sinks. Oops. Can't have that. Somebody needs to swim back down to the bottom of the ocean, grab that treasure, put it on another ship, send that ship towards Spain. That ship sinks. For those of you not paying attention, we're up to 3. What?
No.
Air conditioning. But we're going to do it again. We're going to swim back down to the bottom of the ocean. Again. We're going to grab that treasure. Again. We're going to put it on a ship. Again. We're going to ship that ship towards Spain. Again. That ship is going to stink. Again, yes. 5. But bullheaded as always, the King of Spain. I don't know what y'all are doing wrong, but this is what's going to happen. We're going to go back down to the bottom of the ocean. We're going to grab my gold and my emerald and my rubies and my silver. I don't care if it's already sank 5 times before. We're going to put it on another ship. The year 1656. The name of the ship, translated, is Our Lady of Marvels. But Our Lady of Marvels is not going to be alone. We're going to put it in a whole fleet of ships, just to make sure nothing goes wrong. But of course, the rain's going to start coming down. The wind's going to pick up. The waves are going to crash upon the ships. The lead ship, the Capitana, spun about in circles, not knowing which way is up. It broadsides Our Lady of Marvels, and they both begin sinking. Father Diego, knowing it's his time to shine, races around to all the crew members to give them their last rites. He only makes it to 45 of them. Of the 200 and some crew members aboard those ships, only 46 of them survived to tell the tale. Father Diego, and the 45 he was able to give their last rites to. Now, I'm no Catholic, but I didn't think that's how that worked. But have no fear, because in the 1980s, we would once again find ourselves at the bottom of the ocean. We would once again grab this treasure. We would once again put it on another ship. We would not send that ship towards Spain. In fact, some of that treasure would find its way here. So please, come, touch my silver bar. Pick it up. And if you can stick it in your pocket, it's yours to keep. I'm not telling anybody. I do want to let you know that the only thing keeping this silver bar from finding its way back to a watery grave is the solid floor we're standing on. So do with that information what you will. Our next story is a love story involving this guy. I don't know if he's the hero of the story, but he's definitely the main character. This is Count Karl von Kassel from Germany, with 9 collegiate degrees. He was the X-ray technician at the old Marine Hospital here in Key West. And in 1930, a young Cuban woman would show up to the island feeling ill. Her name is Elena Hoyos, and she needs an X-ray. So she goes into the X-ray lab, and it's love at first sight. For that guy. Every day, the Count would go and buy Elena lovely things. Flour and jewelry and perfume. And ask for Elena's hand in marriage. Every day, Elena would respond, "No, I cannot marry you. My father would never approve." Well, sadly, Elena has tuberculosis. She is going to die. Grief-stricken, the Count reaches deep into his pockets and offers to pay for the entire funeral expenses. And he builds Elena the most largely lovely mausoleum we have in the Key West Cemetery, complete with all the creature comforts one would need in the afterlife. It's got a table, it's got chairs, it's got a comfy couch, it's got a nice bed. It even has a telephone that the Count can call every night to tell Elena stories of his day. Well, one night, 2 years later, it happened. And Elena answered the phone. "Oh, Carl, please save me from this eternal torment. I cannot take it anymore." So the Count did what any man in love would do, and he went to go and rescue his beloved Elena, his damsel in distress. With his trusty little wagon and the key to the mausoleum, he would take Elena and store her in this for 2 years. This is the airship Elena. The plan is we're bringing her back to life and flying home to Cuba. Don't ask me how it works. It doesn't even have wings. But Elena would remain in this for 2 years, until eventually children would stumble upon it. As children go, it was quite odd looking, so they would play on top of it and around it, even though it was stored on a remote side of our island, the remote beach that happens to be right behind us, Rest Beach. But worried that the children were going to disturb the slumber of his beloved Elena, the Count did what he should have done 2 years earlier, and takes Elena home. This is where they get married, happily ever after the end. No? Well, okay. Every day, the Count would go into town and buy Elena lovely things. Flowers and jewelry and perfume and clothing. And Elena would remain at home and perform her wifely duties. She got it. But Elena was having issues. Her hair was falling out. So the Count went and built her a wig made of her own hair. Her skin was blemishing. So the Count went in with plasters and waxes and gave her that nice porcelain complexion. She was having issues holding weight, so the Count went in and stuffed her full of rags, giving her that nice womanly figure. And as her joints were seizing up, well, the Count went in with wires and tubings and to give her that nice flexibility that we all crave. But people love talking, and rumors flew all over the island. Creepy Count's got a new lady friend. He keeps buying her all these nice things, but nobody's actually seen her. So curious to find out who the new lady friend is of the Count, Elena's sister Florinda shows up. "Oh, Florinda, it's so nice to see you. I haven't seen you in so long. Won't you please come on inside? My wife and I are about to sit down for dinner." And Florinda gets to see her sister for the first time in 9 years, sitting at the dinner table in her white wedding gown. Obviously furious, she races over to the sheriff's office. Somebody's got to arrest the crazy man. He kidnapped my sister. Well, since he was working for the Navy, they can't actually have any crazy people working for them. So they gave him a sanity test where he told his story from beginning to end. "I'm in love, she died, we're bringing her back to life." The Navy decides that the Count is not actually crazy, he's just in love. Meanwhile, over at the Dean Lopez Funeral Home, they were so impressed with the work Elena had done, they put her on display for 3 days. Thousands of people come by to see Elena, including many children who are let out of school early just for the occasion. At the end of those 3 days, 3 people were tasked with the relocation of Elena, a secret they took to their graves, for no one knows where Elena is to this day.
Lick my weenus.